Hey guys, so I'm doing this different kind of video. It's using the VRChat built-in camera to record me instead of you guys having well, seeing through my eyes. I think it's really cool that they built this in-game camera thing, especially for someone like me who's using a Quest 2. I don't have a PC setup or anything, so I'm really glad that VRChat has allowed more people to actually create things instead of having having to have this massive setup. You don't need that. um I'm glad it works. Anyway, I thought I'd do a video. This is very different from normal videos, I might add, talking about some pretty important things. Well, number one, let's get off to talking about, oh my god, I'm so awkward talking like directly to audience. Uh, it's been a really long time since I've actually recorded a video. Well, I've tried to record plenty of videos. The amount of times I tried to record a Blade and Sorcery video and it just doesn't work. It's pretty sad, really. The main reason is because my Quest 2, when I start recording, I'll record for like not even 5 minutes. And basically, when I record, I have this little like red dot thing in like the top corner of my screen. So anywhere I look, I can tell I'm recording. About like a minute or two goes, and the red dot disappears. And it still apparently says that it's recording, but it's not. I can record for like an hour doing that whole thing, or end the recording, and it's recorded 5 minutes, not the whole hour. So it kind of sucks, really, and I think it's probably just because my Quest 2 is old and it's just getting to that point in its life where it's just not going to work as well as I wanted it to. But that's not the most important thing that I want to talk about straight away. The most important thing is my most recent video, which is very different from all the videos that I've done over the years. It was about a pedophile that I met on VRChat. I met him in about 2023, and 2023 I was going through quite a bit of shit. It was, I think actually it was that year that was the worst year of my life so far. Because I know that, sometimes things get worse, so I'm not just gonna claim that that is the worst year and that will never happen again, because, we're not all that lucky. But basically, I'll tell you what happened that year because I didn't really talk about it much. But two of my family members passed away. That was my great grandma and my nan. I mean, I think having great grandparents like still being a teenager is really cool. I'm glad that they lived for that long. It was really cool. I remember my other great grandparents. She passed away years ago when I was a child, and it was actually a day when my friends were coming over. Well, supposedly they were supposed to come over. I'm not sure what happened, but I got the news that she died, and I didn't know what to do about that. I didn't know what death really meant. I just know that I couldn't see her anymore, and I actually had nightmares about. I don't know. I just had nightmares. The one nightmare that doesn't really make any sense was because it was my great grandma dying. I remember I walked into her house by myself. I walked into this little square room, and the door shut behind me, and there she was. But you might be wondering, how's that a nightmare? Well, she had a knife, and she stabbed me, and it made no sense because she wasn't like that. She was really, really sweet, but I guess my brain was just so rattled with like, she died. I've seen in movies that people die by like stabby stabby or bang bang, so I guess it kind of like mixed them all together. Anyway, 2023, rough year. There was two people that passed away, two family members, and there was also someone else that I was dealing with online, someone who I had met about 2020-ish, who I think I think I did like a really small video saying like, guys, I'm not recording as much because I'm dealing with something right now. It was someone who I'm not going to say her real name. I've made fun of her constantly on my Twitch live streams. So if you want to check them out, you're more than welcome to. But this isn't time for that. So someone who went by Muffins Go Burr. So funny name, yeah. Me and her got along pretty well. We were playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and we went from just being friends to close friends to all of a sudden now we loved each other, and then we met in real life, which is really cool. It's something that never happened before. And then actually not long after we met, she turns out she was like lying the whole time and just wanted a bunch of attention. She'd lie about having epilepsy, which I don't know why you'd lie about. Being adopted, again, don't know why you'd lie about that. And also, I don't know why I'd lie about anything really. Something it has like two names. I'm not exactly sure what name it goes by because I haven't really done like any research into it. So I'm sorry if anyone does actually have it. I'm sorry if I butchered the name of it, but derealization disorder or depersonalization disorder. It's a long name, but she supposedly acted these times out when she had an episode where she like forgot everything, and I don't even know why. But she admitted to me one day that she did. Meanwhile, we were arguing back and forth. And after me and her should have split because the way she was treating me was horrible and I actually wanted to end my own life, uh, I think we were trying to still like contact each other because I still had like all these feelings for her and I still wanted to be her friend. I still wanted to, you know, be a part of whatever we had because, we had met in real life. It was really something special. Like, we went to, I'm British, so we went to a fish and chip shop. And obviously, got the basics, bad sausage and some chips. And she had chicken nuggets and chips, and she didn't eat all of her nuggets. So, like, I was asking if she was all right, and she was gonna finish them. I wasn't gonna nick them. No, that's hers. But I wanted to make sure that she was all right. But that whole thing between me and her didn't really work. So that sucks. And then after me and her had like completely split and realized that we're not actually gonna try and get back together, she would be friends with all of these random people on Xbox, tell her side of the story, which is not true, and then late at night, I don't know, like 10 p.m. at night or something, when I actually had no one to depend on, I had really no friends that really wanted to talk to me. Me and my best friend, who I've known for like 8 years, we weren't really talking. We hadn't been talking for a couple of years, and I just felt so fucking alone. And I'd get these invites to Xbox parties where people are telling me to go kill myself. This was quite a while after I had stopped self-harming, because I actually did self-harm for like a couple months, and then I realized that it's pointless. So there's that. After a while, like these Xbox party invites of people just being completely horrible did stop, because every time I'd get invited to these parties, I'd just go through everyone's. I wouldn't speak, or I'd try not to speak. I try to hold back my tears while I'm going through everyone in the party and blocking them. Like I had her blocked, but because I didn't change my username or anything, I was easily like found. So yeah, there's that for months and months and months on end of random people inviting me to parties and telling me to go off myself, which wasn't very cool at all, really. It just, made me feel like maybe I should, because clearly I'm not fucking worth it. So after a while, that stopped. And I think 2024 wasn't very good. I mean, start of 2024, pretty shit. Still, some stuff happening. Late 2024, that all stopped. 2025, this year, everything had stopped between me and her. We're good. But back in 2023, while I was trying to get away from all of this, I met someone else because I've been playing VR chat since 2019. So I had a VR headset as well. So I wanted to play more VR chat just to kind of get away from all of this stuff. So I went into a FNAF map. It was a Freddy's Custom Pizzeria map. Everyone knows it. It's really good. It's just a place where you can just kind of role play and stuff. And I wore a like animatronic avatar, and there was someone who came in, like, because it was public. It was big public world, and someone came in and they joined in on the roleplay. I thought this is really cool. I was acting like an animatronic, like being powered down, like head down, like waiting for someone to like hit the on button or something. I'd be like, it's really fucking stupid. But I was just trying to do anything just to keep my mind off of stuff. Turns out that person who was interacting with me was someone who went by VoidHasAnAxe, V01D_V3X0N, which is still his username on Xbox. 2 accounts. It's the one that has like the emo profile picture. There's one with a hedgehog. Either way, I sent both of those accounts messages of clown emojis because rightfully deserved, and it looks like I've been blocked on both. What gives? Oh well. So that person, I'll just tell you the whole story now, shouldn't I? So me and him met. I 17, he's 21. I already told this story in the last video actually, but I'll just gloss over it. So we met, we were good friends, because it was just generally nice, and I thought, wow, it's really nice to meet someone who's so kind to me. At the time, I didn't speak to him. It took me like a week or two to actually speak to him because he thought I was a girl. I thought, oh shit, if I speak now, he's going to realize I'm a guy and he's not going to want to be my friend. Turns out he wasn't that bothered. I knew him for quite a while. At some point, he showed me his girlfriend, which I think she went by a username called Emily. She was really sweet. Turns out he was not good enough for her at all because this guy would turn into something monstrous, fucking disgusting. So, he showed me his girlfriend. And I thought, oh wow, this guy's pretty cool. He's got a working relationship. This guy must be fine. This guy must be a normal person. But I was wrong. A little while after, his guy friend, who I'm just gonna call Wolf because I think if I say his name, someone might try and find him. He has nothing to do with this. All of his friends, mostly, don't have anything to do with this, especially Emily and the Wolf guy. Basically, Vex was, becoming agitated with his friends, Emily, his girlfriend, and this Wolf guy who was just his friend. Because the Wolf guy had an apartment, right? Or he was moving out. He was moving into this place. And Vex wanted to be his roommate because he still lives with his parents and he just wanted to get out, He wanted to live somewhere else, and fair enough. Turns out the Wolf guy didn't want Vex to be his roommate, and fair enough. I think, the guy gave off really weird vibes anyway. I don't think anyone would want to live with him. Especially before he did his crime. God knows what the fuck he had on any hard drive. I'm pretty sure we know. Because he's a pedophile. Sure, we can kind of put the pieces together. That happened. He didn't want to be friends with Wolf guy, and then he broke up with Emily. And then, because me and him were still friends, right? He had this other friend group as well, but me and him were still friends. And for some reason, silly me, I told him that I thought he was attractive. Whoopsie, right? On VR chat, I told someone that he was attractive. I'd never fucking seen his face before, I don't think. Actually, I think I did. I saw his TikToks. I don't know why the fuck I called him attractive, of all people. Fucking hell. Low standards, I suppose. I just saw some greaseball who, I don't know. He treated me nice, so I thought, yeah, you know what? You're nice. You're cool. Yeah. But no, that was stupid. So because of this, and him knowing that I was a minor, he thought instead of just, shooing me away, like, no, you are a kid. No, go away. We can still be friends, but none of that. You wish he would have said that, but no. He was like, all right then, well, why not? Let's get with a child. Yay. I know I was a teenager, but still, minor. If you're a minor, I can call you a child, alright? Shut up. So, we kind of got closer. I would never say that we actually became a thing, because we didn't. But we did some things on VR chat, and he had some very different places that he wanted to go to uh, get his freak on. One of them being the custom fucking pizzeria that we met in. Let that sink in for a little bit. Yeah. Disgusting, isn't it? This dirty motherfucker met a kid in the pizzeria, thought it was alright to get close with them, and then wanted to get freaky in a FNAF custom pizzeria. Okay, now that happened. And then after a while of me and him getting, you know, doing the deed, turns out I'm gonna get real deep here. No one could ever complete. You know what I mean? It couldn't happen, right? I couldn't because I felt weird, and most of the time that I was doing this, I wasn't, I wasn't doing my thing because it just felt off. I know I made a mistake saying that he was attractive, and I know I made a mistake, getting closer. I should have left, but I didn't. So, yeah, he couldn't either. And, throughout all of this time, I would be constantly telling him that it just doesn't feel right, Like, minor adult. No. But he was like, it's legal, actually. Why do we have an age of consent law? Like, being so young? Shouldn't the age of consent be 18? Why is it so young? We wonder why we have teenage pregnancy. It's because we allow them to fuck at being a teenager. Being 18 is different. Being 17 and younger, what the fuck? Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. So we get to a point where it just felt too wrong for me, and there was one night where I joined him and his friends in this random world that I cannot remember for the life of me, and I don't ever want to go back. As if he didn't ruin most of the maps that I really liked enough. He has actually never been to this one, believe it or not. I favored this one for ages, and if you don't realize, it's the same one that I used in the music video. Pretty cool, right? It's really nice. It's got rain in the background. Pretty sweet. But hold on, I'm gonna end this video and I'm gonna continue in a part 2. In the same video. Don't worry. Okay. Part 2. It started. Same video. The reason why I had to cut it in 2 is because there's not enough time to record like a full, really long video, and I'm really sorry that it's taken this long. It's 20 minutes already. I like to yap a lot, and it's finally my time to like just be open and truthful with you guys instead of just, hiding all my personal problems away, which I can still do. I could have still done. I didn't need to tell you guys, but it just feels right, like I just want to tell you guys, I don't really upload as much, and it's mostly because I have a lot of mental health problems, and I'm sure most of us do, but I don't want to hide it or anything. It just made sense to talk to you guys about it. Not that I'm asking for help or anything, I just wanted to tell you guys. Also, sure you can tell, there's a little timer back there. That is pretty useful. I'm going to be looking back at it because I need to leave at some point today. I have got to go to university for 45 minutes. I don't even live in the city. I travel for about an hour and a half. Stupid that I didn't pick accommodation in the first year. But I'm going to pick accommodation next year. I'm planning to move in next year. So I don't know what that's going to do for videos, but, hey ho. Anyway, I need to leave at about 12. I won't be recording for that long, don't worry. Anyway, where the fuck was I at the story? Because my whole game, like, almost fucking froze just trying to stop this recording. We got... Oh, yeah. So, the night that I joined him and his friends, I was in tears because I wanted to tell Vex that, it was over. It's over. I'm done. I don't want to have none more of this. Alright, it just doesn't feel right. And I'm going to trust my gut and get out, because things weren't very good, I guess. Things can't really ever be good when you're a minor getting close, even digitally, with an adult in a very sexual way. Things just can't ever really be good. So we split ways. So that was cool. But obviously I'll regloss over the actual the main part of the story, which was that, but also what he did, which I called it. I knew it. I knew that guy would be that kind of person. I thought it was like a long shot, really, but I thought that of all people that I've met online, that guy is going to be a pedophile. He is. Whoa! Yeah, well, there's not really anything to be fucking cheering about, but I called it. I knew it. Doesn't mean anything really, but I fucking knew it. I knew it. Anyone who acts weird like that online is bound to be a freaking pedophile. I knew it. So there's also a couple of other things that I've taken quite a lot of screenshots of, and I'm going to just, use it in the edit of this video anyway, because I'm not really editing this video much. I'm just having the whole raw recording and just putting some images on the screen or something. Seeing as I'm about here, I can probably put something here in front of this. But he had a couple moments where, after he was done with me, he moved on to a younger person, 16. At the time that me and him were close, he told me that the age of consent was 17. My age. So it was really baffling to me when he moved on to a 16-year-old. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Age of consent was 17, apparently, what you told me, to try and manipulate me into being with you. So, after he got arrested, and he was held for under a year, and just 3 years of parole. I hope you're just as mad as that, at that as I am. I could reach out to him again, basically, and I managed to reach out to him through TikTok and Discord because I wanted to know why the fuck he got arrested in the first place. I knew it was something to do with pedophilia. I found out online. Basically, he had, imagery or videos, or I don't fucking know, of what, cupcakes, full on EDP. So I tried to reach out to him about the other person that he dated and how he should be classing them as a victim, not an ex, a victim. I wouldn't class myself as a victim. I don't know why. I just don't. But I feel like he should be classing them as a victim because, they're 16. Like, fucking Christ. And he didn't agree with that. For apparently a guy who is, getting better, he didn't agree with that. He also said in a screenshot, immorality is not illegality. That's a fucking confession, right? Basically, what he's saying in those 4 words is just because it's immoral to date a minor, in his eyes, well, in the government's eyes, I suppose, doesn't make it illegal. It makes me wonder why a lot of governments, especially my one as well, in the UK government, we have an age of consent at 16. That puts children at risk. I don't mean to be so fucking loud because my dogs, my dogs are sleeping on the sofa right now. They're alright. But why? Why do we do that? Why does a government allow children to fuck? That's not right. And then there's some fucking disgusting cunts who want to use the law as a way of protecting themselves so that they can get, in on the action with a child. And that's what that fucking guy meant. Immorality is not illegality. So just because it's immoral, the law protects him so he can date a child and do whatever the fuck he wants with them. It is the most incriminating 4 words I could ever find. But guess what? He's already served time, and I don't know anything about the fucking law, but the only thing I can do is get his name out there and protect, future victims. Because I fucking know if he has the fucking balls to say that outside of jail, he's going to reoffend. I know it. Who the fuck says that if they're getting better? If they're reforming from being a pedophile, right? You knew it's immoral, but because the law protected you, you dated a child. What more can I say? Fucking case closed. Basically, I'm going to gloss over the second bit of the story. So, me and Vex had, split ways. We were never really a thing. It was, I think, that was late 2023, give or take, when we split ways, and we were still somewhat talking as friends, not as close friends anymore. And then January came around. I was 18. So him and his friend joined me and my friend when we were all playing GTA. I live streamed it. I didn't keep it. I don't know why. It probably could have said a lot of incriminating stuff about him. But he was still making pretty sexual jokes towards me, despite everything that happened. once a pedophile, always a pedophile. Am I right, guys? Even so, I was 18, so it didn't bother me as much. But still, like, come on, man. Come on. Fucking calm down, alright? Also, my friend, who I've known for years, who I met when I was like 12 or something, right? He was still a child when I turned 18, right? He was 16 or 17, I don't know. But he was 17 because he turned 18 this year when I turned 19. Right? So I'm 18, my friend's 17. I was worried, to be honest. That guy is still making jokes, sexual. There's a kid in the party. Not sure if you knew that. Maybe fucking calm down on that. Like, shut up, something. But there's that. A while after we all hung out for my 18th birthday, I had stopped hearing from him entirely. And I was wondering, like, what happened to him? Is he alright? Is he okay? I still felt feelings for him, and I wanted to check if he was alright or not. So one morning, I remember it clear as day, 4 a.m., I searched up his full legal name, which he told me I didn't pry out of that. I didn't pry that out of him because I was smart. Alright? In the time that me and him were getting buddy, right? Getting real close, I asked him if he could tell me his full his name. Tell me his name. He told me his full name. First name, middle name, last name. So, he's dumb. So basically I used this and I had written it down. I've written down his full legal name, birth date, and where he resides. Ohio. So I thought that I would search up his full legal name and Ohio, the state that he came from or lived in, or he lives in it now. But I searched him up, and all of a sudden I was greeted with Mugshot Zone. I saw his fucking face, and I knew it was his face because I seen his TikToks, him wearing a fucking crusty ass beanie, like hiding away his greasy fucking hair, and you could see it in all glory. His fucking greaseball hair, slicked the fuck back, hairline receding, so much. Disgusting fucking hair. Looked like he hadn't showered in fucking 4 weeks. Nasty. Look, anyone else who has a receding hairline, it's alright. I feel you. You're all good. But don't keep wearing a beanie to crust your fucking hair up. Fucking stop. Alright? Don't do it. I get it if you like beanies. Fair enough. But stop fucking... Just clean your hair. Fucking hell. So I saw that, and I instantly messaged my friend that, we were guessing, we were making jokes about this guy being a pedophile, because we hadn't heard him, and, he was. It was also around that time where he said late February he'd be moving. He didn't have the fucking money to do that shit. He didn't have a job. His parents sure as hell weren't really giving him much money to fucking move out. Ugh. Ugh. I was halfway between a burp. Ugh. But supposedly moving with no money. And I don't know what that was supposed to be. I don't know what, at all. Because since he was still dating that child at the time, I thought, as a pretty good theory, a pretty fucking disgusting theory, but a good theory nonetheless, that in this time that he was supposedly moving, he's actually going to the child's house. Yeah. So, that's what I thought. That's what the theory was. Pretty good theory. It made sense. Pedophile. What else is he gonna fucking do? I was really worried. I was really worried that, if that was the case, then that is fucking disgusting. But turns out it wasn't the case. And he just went to jail. Served under a year, yada yada yada. I reached out to him through TikTok and Discord, and there was a couple weeks that after he was out, which he got released August this year. So pretty recently, actually. After he got out, I was reaching out to him because I wanted to know why he got locked up, and I wanted him to talk to me about it, because after all these years, I still had some weird feelings about him, because I just couldn't fucking bury them, because he was the first person that I ever grew close with, more recently, being much older. The last person I dated, I was like 14. I got, me. That was great. That was great. Me and that girl back in high school, 14-year-olds, just didn't know what the fuck to do. We kissed. That was cool. But, it'd been a really long time since I'd had any kind of love. I'm not even sure if we were 14. Because I've got it that I was single for the last 5 years. Almost 6 years. I might have been 12. I don't fucking know. But basically, last time I had a girlfriend was ages ago. And more recently, I figured out my sexuality and stuff. I kind of like guys. Kind of is an understatement. I really like guys. But, it was just really weird being so close to someone in such a different kind of way. And I think he's kind of fucking ruined it for me now. Where I can't, I struggle to get close with anyone because I just worry all the time that they're gonna be some kind of evil fucking villain in disguise. And I have reason to fucking believe that because I met someone after him, Billy the Box 1, right? A pedophile. But he's not actually arrested. I found his Twitter account and he was following Shadman and some other accounts who made animated CP, right? I met him when I was 18 and he was 19, right? I thought, oh my god, this could be great. I met him on VR chat, by the way, because, I'm a VR chatter. That's just kind of what I do, I guess, just passing the time. But either way, I thought this would be great. It'd be fine. Turns out the guy was a fucking pedophile. I'm a bit confused why he went after me instead of a minor, because he was clearly attracted to them. But I was glad that he reached out to me and we became like pretty buddy. But why? Why are there so many pedophiles on VR chat? Like, I didn't really grasp how many there were on here until I met 2 of them. I think it was 3. I don't know. I think I met 2. Vex and Billy. Right? And that's not even his real name. Vex is called Draven. Billy is called Orion. Vex is from Ohio in the United States. Orion is from Canada. Of all Canadians that I would meet online, I met the worst kind. I love Canada. Canada seems so nice. One of my favorite YouTubers are from there. Evan Fong, VoidHasAnAxe Gaming. Pretty fucking cool, right? I like the Canadian accent is pretty cool. I think it's kind of funny how it's like, sorry. But, like, I thought that if I would ever meet a Canadian, it would be a really cool experience, but no, I met a pedophile. So, what gives? I thought I'd talk about this. As you can imagine, I haven't spoke about this yet, but my mental health is not great. It's been on a very downward slope since 2020, so for the last 5 years, almost 6 years now, it's been, like, I'll say it starts up here, and it goes, and then till it hit 2025, where I've had a it's not been very good, to be honest. I feel, just genuinely, I feel a little bit fucking, like, delusional. There's genuinely times where I get on the bus and I am vividly imagining, I don't want to do it, but ending myself, right? I'm not even that fucking sad anymore. But I don't know. I don't know what is that fucking normal when you have some form of fucking depression and you haven't got it treated in a while. That just becomes like a normal thing. I don't know. I try and always think about happy thoughts and stuff, and that's not really something that I think about every single day. And I don't want to act on that because I don't want to hurt myself. You know, it's like, I'm one of those people where like I'm imagining doing these things, but I don't want to do it because I don't want to hurt myself. Like, I get a paper cut. I thought, fuck, that hurts. I want to like plaster it right now. Like, stop it. But I don't really want to be here. It's really weird to explain it, but yeah, that's kind of my mental health right now. Which I would have hoped that it would have been something that I dealt with a couple of years ago, but it's not. It's still something that I'm going through the motions. I'm going to say though it's getting better. I'm okay. I mean, I'm as okay as I can be. I don't know. I feel like my brain has like a really weird way of taking in information and whatnot. So I don't know how that's really related to me being depressed. I think at some point I might get tested for some sort of ADHD or something. I don't know how that relates to it. It might do. I don't know. I'm pretty like shit at trying to focus on anything. I don't know, but yeah, that's how everything has been since like 2020 to now. I thought I'd do a better video where I'm doing a VR chat video talking to you guys so it feels more direct. I never thought that I'd actually re-record this, but here we are. I'm sorry for the video being so long. I just talk a lot, so I'm just gonna like edit these and upload them when I can. It's 8:47. I could do that this morning. Anyway, I gotta go soon. Well, I gotta leave about like 12:15 anyway. So yeah, if you see these videos today. The video cut me off. If you see these videos today, then I had the ability to edit and upload them. I do really want to get back to doing gaming videos, but my problem is I really want to do Blade Sorcery videos and stuff, but I can't. I can't record it because my fucking Quest 2 wouldn't let me. The recording just cuts out. I start recording it and it cuts out. And I've had like one time where a video has actually worked. I think I do have a Blade and Sorcery video in my gallery that I just need to go and fucking dig for. I think it was pretty cool. I'm not sure if I actually deleted it or not, but I used the boat ore and just fucking bash people around the head with it. It was pretty cool. Literally, basically, blunt force trauma to death. It was pretty cool, but I'm not sure if I actually deleted it or not. If I can't record and play in Sorcery, I'll try and record in other things, like VR chat. Because I want to do some videos like these, where I'm just talking to you guys, but not talking about such depressing topics in such a depressing room. Maybe I'll talk about how my day went, or talk about how my week went, or something, or just talking about really random topics. You know what? Discussion about fucking, like, wormholes in space. Wouldn't that be fucking cool? I'd love to do that. I don't know. Could be talking about anything, really. I don't know, it'd be like more of a one-sided conversation if I'm just talking. I can't really live stream because, Quest 2 can't do that. I'm not even sure if Quest 3 can, but I might be getting that for Christmas. So, really cool. And if I can, then I don't know how the fuck I'd set this like camera thing up to work it. If I can do that. If I can, then that's fucking awesome. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I wanted to do another video like this, but being more loosey goosey, because the reason why the first video went like the way it did is because I didn't know how to record it, and the guy legally threatened me twice, saying that I should have a fucking lawyer because I'm bullying him online and telling him about my experience. And apparently that might be enough to sue me. I don't think it is. I wanted to make sure I was legally sound, but now I've updated the description, having his full legal name and his 3 most recent usernames. So there's that. Also, some good news. I'm not even sure if you can see this. No, you can't. But basically, that was my menu. I looked on my blocked list and his account is gone. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if he deleted it. VRChat banned him because I've done, quite a couple reports to his account. He's a pedophile. I don't think he should have an account. Maybe VRChat was like, maybe you're right. Let's look into it. And maybe, they got the Discord kitten on the case and that fucking banned his ass. I'm not sure. Or maybe he deleted his account. I'm not stupid. I know he'll fucking come back. I know. Just because he deleted that account doesn't mean I'm not going to fucking find him. I know. Just because I haven't found you yet doesn't mean I'm not going to find you. You can't run. You can't run. That's to the battlefield, by the way. This probably isn't the right face to be looking at, to be scared. I don't have a scary face. You can't run! Ah! But I will find him. And if I do end up finding another username, then I'll make sure that I keep updating this description with however many usernames he goes by. Because I want to keep, the public safe. And not just the public, the children. If they even, do any fucking research about anyone they meet. I'm hoping that they do. And if they do, they might find this video and have a lot of information about the guy that they didn't think that they would have before. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll see you guys in the next one whenever I get to do another one. I actually have a university project that I need to focus on right now, and it's due in 11 days. I'm an animation student, so I've got a lot of animating to do. It takes a while, but I need to get on that instead of doing videos. So having a 2-week break in between this video and an actual gaming video hopefully isn't too long. My phone is buzzing, so I'm gonna go. Take care, please. Make sure you stay safe online. Make sure you eat, sleep, and drink plenty. And take a fucking shower. That's my Twitch outro. Hope you like it. I'm gonna just start using it more often. Alright, take care. Love you guys so much. You've helped me through a lot. I know you haven't really, it's not really like a back and forth conversation, but it feels like you're right here, right? I just get to hug you guys and I know that if I do make a video like this, I know you guys are going to be there. And that, that means so fucking much to me. And I'm not gonna try and fucking cry right now, but I really do appreciate it. Okay. Better things are on the way. I want to try and be more creative, try and make some more music videos and stuff like that. And some scary things as well, because that's just what I like doing. And I promise that I will deliver on these things. Okay. I want to not really focus on the bad as much, but if there's things to talk about that it cut me off again. I didn't set my recording time to be the right amount, but shit. If there's important things to talk about, then I'll talk about them. More specifically, people you have to dodge online. Even if I don't do a full video on them, then I'll probably put their names in the description or something, or I don't know, something like that. If that comes to a point where there's too many that they just won't fucking fit in a description, like a list of 40 people you gotta avoid, let's check out the description. Hope you like the video. Here's 500 people that you have to dodge. I'm not gonna have enough description space, so I just have to leave it up to you guys to stay safe. Okay? Don't be stupid. All right? Don't be fucking stupid. All right. Thank you. Goodbye.